When you attend a jazz jam session, there's a lot of unspoken rules and etiquette that you should follow. And as you've probably seen, recently there was a guy that didn't follow any of those rules. Now, I'm a young cat, I don't have a lot of experience, but I do have my share of jam sessions that I've attended, and I know the general vibe and set of procedures you follow when you go to a jam session. So here's a list of 5 tips and tricks to make sure your first jazz jam session goes smoothly. My first tip is to not even bring your instrument when you go to the jam session. Go there without your instrument and just watch what is unfolding. Like, there's going to be other players that attend the jam session that have been there before, probably, and you're just going to see the set of procedures that happen. The house band's going to play a set, and then house band's going to ask if anybody wants to play. They're going to come up, they're going to play. And you're just going to check out what the general vibe is so that when you go the next time, you can bring your instrument and actually be better prepared for the jam session. Your instrument is, when the jammers come up to play, you'll actually see what tunes cats are calling. And, a lot of the same tunes are going to be called most of the time. So try to figure out what tunes are being called, just so you know what to expect when you go to a jam session. You're going to expect the same 10 or 20 tunes to be called, basically. And then you learn those standards, and you'll be better prepared if you go the next time to play the songs that people are going to call. My second piece of advice is to tip the band and talk to somebody in the band. So, first, tip them, give them some money. It shows that you appreciate the music and you appreciate them as musicians. And it could build a good rapport. It could show that you're nice, that you're kind. And also, go talk to one of the people in the bands. Probably the band leader is the best idea. And just introduce yourself. Say, oh, I play blank instrument. I play jazz. I love the vibe you have here. I love the playing. And then they're going to ask you, oh, do you have your instrument with you? And you're going to say, oh, no, but I'll bring it next time. And then there you built a relationship, and you're going to follow up and bring your instrument next time, and then you'll play, and you'll be better prepared. My third tip is to bring 2 or 3 tunes that you know up and down very well, that you won't mess up. This is very essential because you want to be as prepared as possible to go in so that you don't get vibed by the cats. And what I'd suggest is, 2 or 3 tunes that you really know well, like the ones that you play really good. And, for me, in my case, the ones I play good are There'll Never Be Another You, Corcovado, Softly as in a Morning Sunrise, and there's a couple others. But those I'm super comfortable with, and those are the ones that I bring in, because I know I'm not going to mess them up and make a fool of myself. So, but basically this tip is to be ready with a tune that you can comp through, that you can play the melody through, and you can solo over pretty comfortably. And this level of preparation it'll make you look more professional to the other musicians. So when the people in the bandstand ask you, what tune do you want to play, you're going to call one of these 2 to 3 tunes that you really know well. My fourth tip, if somebody calls a tune you don't know, lay out and don't play. Literally just don't play. Short story time. So recently I was at a jam session and I was on the bandstand and somebody called a tune that I didn't know. So I brought up the chart for it. And I'm comping through the chords, I can read charts pretty well. But when I took my solo, I didn't know the form at all. I was lost the entire time. Luckily, I actually stopped my solo where I should have stopped it. But sometimes, if you don't know the form and you're soloing, noodling over the form, you're going to stop your solo in a place that doesn't make sense. And then the people in the bandstand are going to be like, dude, you're playing half the chorus, you need to play another. And it just creates this awkward situation where clearly you don't know what the hell you're doing. So if somebody calls a tune and you're like, I don't know that one, don't play on it. It's okay to not know a tune and to not play on it. It's better to do that than to make a fool of yourself. Keep record of the tunes you don't know so that you can learn them. And I'd recommend, I'm trying to do this right now, there's a weekly jam session I go to, and every week I go there, I try to learn a new tune that I can call so that you're not playing the same stuff over and over again. Fifth tip is to go regularly and try to make connections and just make friends and talk to people. You should try to go there and bring a good vibe, play regularly, and talk to the people on the bandstand and learn from them. You like, as a young person, you underestimate how much you can actually learn from the older musicians. So if you're around them more, you're going to learn more. So ask questions, talk with them, bring your personality into the jam session, and just try to have a good time. That's it for today's video. I'll just leave it at this. Probably don't be like this guy when you go to a jam session.